everyone, welcome to our webinar Wednesday. Today we will be touching on Pricer. And so this tool here, Pricer, is actually not as widely used by most agents, or should I say some agents may not know how to fully make use of this tool here. So today we'll be touching on this tool. It would actually help you when you are serving clients and maybe you have some trouble trying to price your property correctly, or you're trying to manage your client's expectation on the pricing, okay? Because usually, or in almost all cases, seller want to sell high because they think that their property is very, very good or very worthy, and buyers want to buy low. So in this case, you will need some historical data, transactions, asking price, in order for you to advise them or to support your reasoning in terms of how much you should price your property, right? So this is something that you can do using Pricer as well. And lastly, you can also use Pricer to qualify your leads or your clients, because not all leads or clients are worth your effort. Okay, so you have different type of customers per se. Some of them really go all out and help them, okay, and close the deal. But some of them may not be ready yet, okay. I won't say they are trying to do anything funny lah, but okay, but they may not be ready to buy or sell yet, and it may be should I say, you might be spending too much time on them when you could use the same amount of time with the clients that are ready. Okay, so how do we qualify them? We will touch on that shortly as well. I hope you guys enjoyed the music. In the recent few sessions, I decided that adding a bit of music lightens up the mood and also give me time to do my last minute preparation. Okay, while waiting for more people to come in. Just now I went off to quickly put on some makeup so I look a bit better. Okay, now let's get started for today's session. Okay, first and foremost, your account managers. Okay, so these are your three account managers, or I always refer to them as our Powerpuff Girls. They are in charge of the different accounts. Okay, depending on which agency you are from, you should be looking for them accordingly. Okay, so we have Celeste, Zuki, and Sherry. They are also with us on the live chat right now. So if you need to reach out to them, you can do so via the live chat. If not, just take down their number and you can reach them via call or WhatsApp. Okay, so when do you look for them? You can look for them not just for signing up or renewing, but you can also look for them if, let's say, you need help knowing which tool should you be using for what purpose. Okay, they'll be the best person to look for. Of course, sometimes, maybe not now, but sometimes they may be out for appointments or training, and they may not be able to pick up your phone or reply you immediately. So if you do need some immediate response, another contact number would be our office hotline. Okay, so if you see on the screen right now on the top left hand corner, we have our office number, which you can call us for customer service. Of course, this would be from for office hours like 9 to about 5:30. Okay, now next thing, we have a time sales just for all of you training attendees. So anytime from now until 6 p.m., you will be able to enjoy a 20% off Pro Tools or Prop Points or both. So basically, Pro Tools is for you to access the analytical tools. Okay, so Pricer is one of them. So you can generate reports, you can do comparison. All these would be using Pro Tools. Okay, and then of course, we have Prop Points, which is our newer product. Normally, agents would add on Prop Points to their Pro Tools account. When you buy points, it is basically for lead generation. Okay, so basically on our end, we will allow you, we would do marketing for your listings and to bring you more leads. Okay, it could be through Google, social media, search engines and all that. And also you can use prop points for FSBO, which is for sale by owner, of course for rent and room rental also, as well as featured enquiries, which is buyer and tenant leads. Okay, I won't be touching so much on prop points, but if let's say you are interested to explore lead generation, do look for your account managers for details. Okay. Now, next thing, let's get started with the session proper. I will need you guys, if let's say you are keen for a hands-on session, to log in to your browser, okay, either Google Chrome or Safari, and go to edgeprop.sg. So I believe most of you are already logged in by now if let's say you want to follow whatever I'm doing here. But if you are not logged in yet and you still want to log in, quickly, when you're on the EdgeProp website, log in as agent, okay? Your username, if you have an account with us, a Pro Tools account subscription with us, your username is always your mobile number, and your password, if you haven't changed it before, most likely is also your mobile number, okay? But if you have changed it before, then it would be your own password, okay? Now, if you don't have a subscription with us, for today's training, you can follow or you can use my demo account. So same thing, log in as agent, but your username should be Melody Training. And the password today actually consists of 2 words, but it's stuck together with no spacing. It's called Heng. Okay? Okay? So it's HENGAH, 1 word. Okay. So now, once you are successfully logged in, this is how it should look like on your screen depending on the device that you are on. Okay, so if you are on the laptop, it will look a bit different. You can click, you should see your photo or your name somewhere. Same thing for mobile browser, you have to click on the hamburger 3-line button to see if you are logged in. Okay, so if you see your picture, you see your name, yes, you are logged in properly. Okay, we move on. So from here onwards, I will be using the live demo. Okay, so I'll be going to the website itself. Let me just toggle to the website first. Okay, so when you are on our website, what you need to do is mouse over tools and look for Pricer. Where is Pricer? Pricer is housed under the category called I have a seller. So normally you would use Pricer when you are serving a seller. However, it is still possible to use Pricer when you are serving buyers as well. So later I will share with you guys how we use Pricer from different perspectives. Okay, so let me just click on Pricer here. So this is under paid tools. I have a seller section. Okay, Pricer. Okay, so now we are at Pricer. So like I mentioned before, what Pricer does is to help you manage your client, buyer or seller's expectation of price, help you find the optimum or best price or price range that you should be marketing your property at, and lastly, for you to qualify your leads or your clients, because not all of them are worth your time. Okay, or should I say, not all of them are ready at that point in time that you are reaching out to them. Okay, so over here you can see that when you are in Pricer, we have all the different property types here. Yes, you can use Pricer for all property types. I just want to highlight one by one. So if we are looking at HDB, okay, HDB, we will need to key in the block and the street name, for example. Okay, so there will always, or there must always be a drop down. So now I see that the page is loading a bit slow, the internet today. I don't know if it is because of Wi-Fi or not. I just heard from my friend that M1 kena just recently, and then just now my page, my other pages were also loading a bit slowly. Hopefully it doesn't affect today's training. Let me just try again. I'm very concerned when the page load. Okay, let me just try again. Okay, let me zoom in and click here. Oh, I my phone ring. Where's my phone? Wait, okay. If that's the case, let me use my other web. Let me see if it is also slow. Give me a minute. Tools and Pricer. Now, can any of you else use the website now? If you are facing any problem in the website, let me know so that I can check also. Anyone can see your Pricer screen? Is it loading properly? No, okay. Thanks for the feedback. Let me just check with my back end, see if they are upgrading anything or doing any maintenance. Hopefully they are not doing anything right now. Wait, let me see if they're doing some updates. Okay, while we are waiting for the website to be ready, let me just check with my IT. Let me show you the slides first. Okay, we'll touch on the content and then later, then we'll do the live demo. Okay, now, okay, so this is basically how the screen looks like. This is your filters. So like I mentioned, these are the 3 reasons why we use Pricer. Okay, so if you see on the right hand side, we have all the different property types, and this is the sample is actually for Coven Melody. Okay, so once you add in the property name or address, you would see below that there will be more filters that appear. Okay, saying that the data, so you can actually input under a pricing chart the past transaction price as well as the asking prices. Okay, and you can also set your time period. So usually my recommendation is last 1 year, because if you're going to refer to many years ago, what happens is your representation on the price may not be as relevant anymore. Okay, especially if you're helping your client find a price to sell in current market. Okay, so usually 1 year is good. If there is sufficient transactions, you can even do last 6 months. Okay, but anything more than that, please take note that the pricing may be a bit off. Okay, other than that, we have other functions, which is unit size, story, and stack. So this is very useful, especially when there's a lot of transaction, okay, and you are able to even filter down the unit transactions by the size, by the story, and stack. Okay, because if your similar transactions that happen to be of the same size, story, or stack, then you would be able to zoom into a price more accurately. Okay, so of course, if you want to put in the unit size, story, or stack, that would also mean that likely you can increase your time period a little bit more. Okay, so there's a lot of flexibility here, depending, of course, whether there's enough transaction. So for Pricer, very important, for Pricer to work, you must have sufficient transactions. Okay, so if there isn't sufficient transactions, it is very hard to use Pricer anymore, because you need the transactions to prove or show to your client that, oh, this is the price range we are looking at. Okay, now another thing also I want to highlight is that we can not, if let's say you are referring to the, what's that thing called? If you are referring to the EdgeProp Agent app, okay, take note, EdgeProp Agent app, we do not have this particular tool inside, okay. So if you want to use Pricer, you must use which one? Okay, if you want to use Pricer, you must use the website. Okay, if not, it will not work. Okay, you must use website. Okay, let me move on to the next slide first. Okay, so this is how it shows on the results page. Okay, so you can see that when the results is out, you will have 3 sections, okay, red, yellow, and green, okay. So on the top section, you will see, if you refer to the screen, okay, there will be a highest and lowest price. So we are looking at the per square foot highest and lowest, okay. So anything above the highest PSF, okay, based on the transactions of the time period that you put in, it will be under the red color zone. Okay, so in a way, these units here, if there's any transactions or asking, they are likely to be either overpriced, or it could be maybe it's a high floor unit, or it is a very small unit, so the per square foot is high. Okay, so it could be such reason, or maybe the furnishing is really good, the view is very good. Okay, but you would notice that most of the transactions, because you have the highest and the lowest, most of the transactions will fall under the center category, under the yellowish orange section. Okay, so over here you would see that we have all the transactions up to the latest 100. Okay, and you will have all the dots plotted there. Okay, so on my screen, you will see one of it called 7 November 2018. So you will see the full details from when it was transacted, the per square foot, the unit number, the transacted price, and the size. So when you mouse over each of all these dots here, it will be it is actually interactive, and you will be able to see the actual transactions that happen. Okay, so in this sample here, I actually added one more project. Okay, later I will show you in the live how do you add more than one project. But basically, if I mouse over a blue color, it would be referring to Coven Melody, which is indicated on the legend in the top here. And if I mouse over a orange color, okay, that would mean that it is a transaction for Coven Residences. Okay, then you see the red color here on the right hand side. Most of them are in the right hand side. Okay, these are current asking in EdgeProp right now. Okay, so that means to say, if you click on any of all these red color dots, right, okay, it would actually bring you to the actual listing that is in EdgeProp right now. So later I'm going to click on it to show you how it works. So when you mouse over the asking dot, the square or dot referring to, this one red color dot, okay, for asking, it will show you, it will not show you unit number, okay, because it is other people's unit. So we won't show you unit number, we will only show you the per square foot and how many days it has been listed in EdgeProp. Okay, so total you will be able to add up to 5 properties. If you add more than 5, only the first 5 will be reflected. Okay, and maximum 100 transactions. So over here on the right hand side, if you see the blue color under total transactions, what we are saying here is there is 60 transactions, which is a combination of Coven Melody and Residences in that time period, which I selected 12 months. Okay, and then you have the pricing and the average price. Okay, can we type the different project name? Hazel, I see your question. We can, yes, under the project name. Okay, so if let's say you are under condo, okay, apartment condo, and then you type in the project, right? You can type in the project name. Yeah, later I will demonstrate to you. I'm just waiting for my IT site to refresh the website so that we can load it properly. Okay. Now, there's one more thing on this chart over here, okay, which is a green color line called a price line, okay. So when do you use this is, so basically when you click on refresh and you load the report for Clover Melody and Residences, for instance, there will be no green line. In order to create this green line, you must either tap on the chart if you're using your phone touch screen, or you need to click on the chart itself to draw this green color line. So you can tap anywhere and the green line will show accordingly. Okay, so if let's say today I have a client and my client is, he wants to sell, okay, I have a seller wants to sell his unit at about 1,005 per square feet. Okay, so I will click along 1,005 to draw this green color line. Okay, so this is what you need to do. You need to click on the chart to draw this green color line. And how do you read this chart is by looking at the instruction on top. So you see that in total I have 60 transactions, right? But the ranking shows 61 because I added one more pricing to this, which is this line that I added. Okay, so you would be able to see the position of this line in comparison to the 60 transactions that happen, as well as the 38 asking that happen. So you can see there will always be a add 1, okay, 60 plus 1 and 38 plus 1. Okay, and then you can also see the ranking, so for both average price and average asking. Okay, let me just see what they are saying. Give me a minute. So, okay, I think the site is ready. Let me just toggle over. Give me a minute. Yeah, better to show you live, right? Okay, so I'm on the website already. It is loading properly. Let me just do it up first. Okay. Okay, let me just toggle over so that you can see. So if you are with us on the website right now, you should be able to load it properly. So it should look exactly like what is on my screen right now. Okay. So just now, what I was demonstrating, if let's say you are doing using Pricer for the different property types, for HDB you need to key in the block plus the street name. Okay, always remember there must be a drop down, and then you click on the drop down. Okay, so for example like that. Now, if I'm doing another property type, okay, from condo, landed, commercial, industrial, you should be keying in the project name or estate name. Okay, so for example, I want Rivergate. I will type Rivergate. I will wait for the drop down and I will add it into the list here. Okay, below. Okay, what about landed? Do take note because landed, some of them have project name, some of them belongs to a certain estate, then can. Okay, but if it doesn't belong to a project name or an estate, you will not be able to use Pricer. Okay, so for instance, let's say I am putting in Serangoon Garden here. Okay, so you can see that you can either select the estate or the project name, could be Park, View, Garden, and all that. But if I put in the street name, for example, Duchess Road, okay, nothing will happen. They will say cannot. Okay, so why is that so? Because usually there must be sufficient transactions in order for pricer to work well. Okay, so we need at least more than one street in order to add in or to make pricer useful in that sense. Okay, so remember, for landed it will be by the estate name or the project name. Same thing for commercial and industrial as well. Project name, so let's say I try Lucky Plaza, okay, like that. Or this one no estate name lah. Okay, so this is the same for commercial and industrial. So if let's say industrial, I'm looking at those standalone factory, chances are you won't be able to find it because there would be not enough transactions. So you see, you have to select industrial estate, but you can't put like Changi South Avenue 1, something like that. Okay, take note. Okay, let me just use condominium as an example. Now, so I'm going to do Coven Melody because that is where I hope to be staying at. Okay, so when you add it in, there must be a drop down. You can add it, put it in, and you can also add in more if you want to. So just now in my PowerPoint slides, you see that if let's say I want to add in what's the other one beside Coven Residences, right? So I just need to delete what is on top and then I click on it again. So now I have two projects. Okay, so let me just show you one by one first. I'm going to remove Coven Residences and just look at Coven Melody. Okay, so just now I mentioned you can select the transaction price and asking price. But if you don't want, or if you only want one of it, you can also toggle and select accordingly. Okay, time period. My recommendation is always 1 year or 6 months if there's sufficient transaction. If you go to all data or anything later than that, it may not be as representative anymore. But do take note that because we will still show you the latest 100 transactions. So even if you select all data, but if let's say in the last 1 year, there's already 100 transactions, you will still not see the older transactions. So take note. So all these is optional really, but if you put it in, you will get lesser results, okay, lesser transacted prices, but you will be more accurate in a way. Okay, so example, I'm just going to do a generic one. Okay, for Coven Melody. So over here, you can see at the bottom, there's a disclaimer that says it will only show you the last 10. So for Coven Melody in the last 12 months, okay, so we have 23 transactions. You can see here, oops, that was unintentional. Okay, never mind the green line first. Let me hide it below. Okay, so over here, 23 transactions. All of these, when you mouse over each of all these blue color dots or blue color square, you will see the actual transaction. When you mouse over the red color one, this is what it will show. The maybe the date that was listed or reposted and the per square foot. Okay, so when I click on all these red color dots, let me just do that. You will see the actual listing that is in EdgeProp right now. So anyone knows Harry Wong? Okay, so this is his listing in Coven Melody right now. Okay. Now let me close this. Okay, so today if I am serving a seller and my seller says I want to sell at 1005 PSF, so I'm just going to mark here about 1005. Okay, maybe around here lah. So you can see that I have a ranking and a percentage from average price and percentage from average asking. So what this is saying is that this, if you want to sell at 1005, about there, you will be about 33.5% above the average price of 1121, the orange line here. And in terms of average asking, you are actually I shifted it. Okay, wait, let me just go back. Okay, about here. Okay, you would be about 25% above the average asking, okay, for the red color dots. Then there's the ranking, 24 versus 23, and 22 versus 21. Okay, Charles, where to click Pricer? Are you in Pricer already? If you are not, you need to mouse over Tools, and Pricer is on the bottom. Under Paid Tools, under I have a seller. Okay? Yeah. So basically, you notice everywhere I click, the Pricer, the green color line would shift, and the ranking would be adjusted accordingly also. Okay? So everything will be based on, so there's like a benchmark, which is the average price and the average asking, and the ranking in terms of the position of that price that you are comparing with versus the transactions and the asking. Okay? Now, so how do you use this to help your clients price their property? So you will notice that most of them should fall under the orange color zone. If they are looking at a PSF that is higher than the average, okay, than the orange zone, there must be some reason, or there must be some situation. For example, theirs is a very small unit, or theirs is a high floor, okay, or maybe their furnishing is very good. Then maybe it is still possible to go beyond the highest PSF within the time period that you selected. Same thing if you are serving a buyer. In order to go lower than the latest transaction, maybe you must have a bigger unit or a lower floor or a very bad finishing maybe, okay, or maybe it's facing the rubbish dump. Okay, so in this case, you must know the stacks properly in order to identify what could be the reason, or in order to justify why the per square foot can go higher than the highest or lower than the lowest. Okay. LK Low, you will be able to set the time period here. Usually I would use last 1 year, but if let's say that there is sufficient transactions, you can also use last 6 months. 3 months may not have enough transactions lah, unless you are looking at those new launches. Then you might want to use 3 months. Okay, so usually 1 year is still fine, but anything more than 1 year may not be as relevant anymore. Okay. Now, so usually you'll be priced in this orange color zone. You can set the unit size, story, and stack. If you want to zoom in further to price it even more accurately, of course, subject to the sufficient number of transactions and asking. Okay. Now, another thing is, how do you manage your client's expectation of price? So just now we mentioned sellers want to sell higher, right? They always want to sell high. So if you come across someone who wants to sell at 1,005, for instance, in this case, you can say that, look, Mr. Seller, if you were to price at about 1,005, you are almost 35% above the average price. And then even in terms of average asking, you are about 25% above the average asking. So you can see all these red color dots here. These are currently in the market. So if you are, then you would ask them another question, which is, Mr. Seller, are you in an urgency to sell? So qualify them. If they say, yes, I need to sell it soon because of whatever reason, so they will tell you the reason. It could be, oh, I am upgrading, I'm downgrading, I am moving in with my daughter, I am migrating, I need to use the money to finance my business, okay, whatever the reason. As long as they have a reason, usually you would be able to convince them to price within the orange zone, okay, because they are urgent to sell, they have a serious reason or official reason to sell. Now, you will also come across another group of people who will say, "Aya, you haven't tried first, then you ask me to lower the price. You try first lah." Okay, these people, even after you show them the recent transactions, they still want to sell at a certain pricing. Okay, do take note. They are not aware of the market. Okay, so even after showing this, they don't understand what you are talking about, or they are just testing the market. Okay, so they say that never mind lah, we just advertise first, then see how it goes. Do take note, in this kind of situation, you might not want to put in so much effort on them. Okay, because they might not be ready yet. They might be testing the market, and then maybe if you do find a buyer who wants to buy the unit at 1,500 in a very early stage, they will likely say, really maybe it's priced too low already, I want to adjust my pricing upwards. Okay, and then it will become a cycle of 没完没了. Okay, they are not convinced. So unless you say you market for very long and then suddenly somebody comes in, then maybe it's still possible to sell lah, in that sense. Okay, so if you come across those who say never mind, you advertise first and all that, please put your effort on the other clients that you have first. Okay, this one can still keep lah. It's just that maybe now not ready, in future might be ready. Okay, so you can still keep in the back pocket. As and when if people want to view, maybe you can ask them to own self view. Don't need to view with you, or show them a virtual tour first. Okay, so just to let you know, EdgeProp, we have a virtual tour function for your listings, so you can create something like that, show them first before proceeding for an actual viewing. Okay, now what is the other situation? So another situation that you might come across is buyers. Okay, so maybe you come across this buyer that says that, oh, I come and I saw your unit here, it is priced at about 1,001 plus. Why so expensive? I heard from my friend or my friend they only paid 900 plus per square foot, and they only bought recently in the last 1 year or so. Okay, maybe something like that. So with this, when you set your time period, they say last 1 year, right? So you set last 1 year, and you see whether there really is any units that was transacted at the price that they said. Okay, so in this case, there is a unit that was transacted at 900 plus. So you can mouse over and then you know that, oh, this is a second floor unit, and the per square foot is really big. It's 1,873 square feet. My unit is 20 floor unblocked view, and then the size is only 1,000 square feet. So obviously, in terms of the per square foot wise, it will not be the same, right? So you can also use this to say that, because it's a low floor, bigger unit, if you are looking at this kind of pricing, you can always, I can always help you find a unit, okay, that meets this requirement, and we might be able to find a unit in this kind of price range. Okay, so you can use this for both serving buyer or seller. Okay. Okay, so we have, let me see which other questions. Okay, to get the green line, you must tap on the chart. Okay, you click on, you tap on the chart, and it will appear. And when you tap, the pricing details will be changed on the top. Okay, and the position. And Jan Hui, I think is, yeah, Hui Lai, Jan Hui Lai. You were saying how many transactions in a year is enough? I would say there's no fixed number, but definitely 1 or 2 transactions is not enough. Okay, the more transactions you have, the more reliable this pricer is. Okay, and another way is also, if you put in the unit size, story, and stack, then all these transactions here would be even more relevant to the unit that you are marketing or buying. Okay, so let's say my unit is 1,500 square feet. okay, 1002 to 1005, something like that. And my story is 7 to 9 floor, or maybe 10 floor to 15 floor. And I put in a certain stack. So when I put in these, all the transactions that match this will be shown. The rest will be removed. So it will be more relevant to the unit you are marketing. Okay. However, that would also reduce the number of transactions lah. So you need to weigh these two accordingly. Okay. Let's see. So we have Sharice. How about commercial? It's the same thing. So if let's say I'm in commercial, I can put in like Lucky Plaza versus or Lucky Plaza, and then it will still show accordingly as well. So let me just do a sample for you lah, easier to show than to just explain. Okay, let's say I'm doing commercial, and then I put in Lucky Plaza. Okay. So always remember, wait for the drop down, click on the drop down, so it's added here, and then I refresh the pricer. So you see over here that this particular project, there isn't so many transactions, right, in the last 1 year. And the range is very big also, you see, 4,000 per square feet, 8,000 per square feet, and 16,000 per square feet. Why? Because we have different kind of subtype, and we have different kinds of sizes. Retail is very sensitive. Your very small unit, the per square foot can be very high. Your very big unit per square foot can be much lower. So therefore, it is important in this case, you should be putting in the unit, story, and stack. Okay, that would actually make this average price sections much smaller and more streamlined. Okay, so this is something you will notice. But in terms of functionality, it will be the same. When you mouse over, they will tell you the actual transaction that happened, the per square foot, the quantum, and the size. So you see this unit, 10,322 per square feet. Why? Because the unit is only 194 square feet. Very small unit. Okay. And then this one, let's see. This is 4,000 square feet. Okay. However, we are looking at a much smaller unit, much bigger unit, 646. And take note, this one, the location of the unit or the floor of this unit is 5th floor. Now, retail, if you are familiar, the higher the floor, the less valuable it is, because the traffic of the client, of the visitorship, okay, the footfall okay, is much lesser. People have to go up escalator, don't know how many stories before they reach the 5th floor. So first floor will always be the most valuable, okay, and then basement also same thing The more that people need to move to reach your unit, the cheaper it will become. So you'll notice all the super high one, maybe this is the first floor. Yeah, I'm correct. So you see this unit on the first floor, the per square foot is 16,801 for a 506 square feet. Okay, because this is the first floor, maybe this particular unit is in a very prime stack, maybe facing outside or very near the entrance or very near the escalator, something like that. So in this case, it is important to put this kind of thing. So maybe I only want to see first floor, okay? But this one, private non-landed, should be able to. Let me try. Okay, I only want to see first floor. Let's say I toggle to last 2 years. Let's see. Don't have really. Okay. So, or is it 1-to-1? Okay. So in this case, I will have to double check whether, in this case, can I put the story or not? 0-to-1? Let me just double check. Yeah. Okay. So let's say I put 0-to-1, which means first floor So all these are your first floor units. First floor. All these are first floor units. So it will be more representative to see all the first floor units than to compare with those on the second floor, third floor. Okay, because the per square foot will be very, very different. Okay. Then of course, same thing for industrial as well. Industrial, same thing. First floor would always be the most expensive. unless some of them they have their own like car park lots, okay, then in terms of per square foot may be different. And you will also notice if let's say an industrial is ramp up or not ramp up, okay, and it depends on the business that they are in also lah. So basically those that use the industrial mainly for more office than warehousing, they don't mind taking the higher floor because per square foot is lower. But those that need to store their items, they need a lot of loading and unloading, they would usually pay more for the lower floor or nearer to the first floor. Okay, so these are some things, it is dependent on the property type that you're looking at also. Let me just do one more example, okay, one more example for HDB. Hazel, why you change channel one ah? Okay, Tower View, why is it in bold? Recent transactions in the last 6 months. Okay. Okay, now we are in HDB. Why do I want to show HDB? Because in terms of HDB transactions in the resale market tends to be quite little. Okay, of course depending on the location lah. So let's say I am marketing this unit here. Okay. This is my old house, by the way. So you cannot find me there anymore, just letting you know. Okay, so this is in Sengkang area. So if let's say I just put in this one block, okay, if I just put in this one block, okay, what happens is there is only one transaction. So when there is only one transaction, all the lines merge together. There is no average price because that is that one and only lah. Your highest, average, and maximum price is the same. So when you mouse over, there's only one transaction. So this makes it useless, right? When you want to price it, it's very hard to convince your client that whether they are pricing it right or wrong. So what you have to do in this kind of situation, you must know the cluster of HDB blocks that is within the same project per se. So like for example, this one, I know that there are 4 blocks within the same HDB BTO project. Okay, they all share the same car park, and the basically the sizes, everything is about the same. Okay, so I'm going to add in 412A. Okay, so this is another block. I'm going to add in 412B. Okay, another block. And I'm going to add in 413B. Okay, so if you're familiar with this area, you know these 4 blocks are 412, 413, A and B, total 4 blocks. They are from the same cluster. Okay, so once I add all of these in and I click refresh, I will be able to see at least something lah, huh? Okay, so I have the 4 blocks here and the 4 blocks asking as well. Now I have an average price area in the orange color zone because there are at least a few more transactions. Here I have 9 transactions. Okay, so when you mouse over each of all these, you will know where is it from, which block. Of course, if you want to zoom into all these unit size story and that may be a bit hard already because it's too little. There's too little transactions. Okay, so just take note, if let's say you come across situation whereby there's not enough transaction, you can do something like that provided all the other blocks that you add in are within the same area, same age. So there must be some form of similarity, best if it is from the same cluster. So at least the pricing here would be more representative. Okay, you don't want to put in one that is 5 years old versus one that is 15 years old because the price will be very different also. Okay. Now with that, let me move on back to my slides. I think I've covered most of it just now already lah. So just a quick reminder. Okay, just a quick reminder. You need to take note of. So all these can be mouse over. You can draw line. You can add up to 5. So just delete on the top and then retype in to add in more projects or properties. Okay, maximum 100. Now, let me just go quickly into a Q&A. And so if you have any more questions, please put it in the live chat. And meanwhile, I will actually bring you guys to the quiz. Okay, so let's do a quick quiz to make sure all of you have picked up the more important points for today's training. Okay, the quiz is actually on menti.com. Okay, menti.com. Okay, so go to www.menti.com and key in the code that is on the screen right now, which is 984932. Okay, so on your own device, go to menti.com and key in this code. Okay, so it will be 5 questions, fastest fingers first in a way also. So if you are fast and you are accurate, you will have more points. And the top 5 winners will get a reusable cutlery set worth $12.90. We will mail it to you. So very important, take note at the end of the session on your own screen, okay, on your own screen, if you are the top 5, please take note to capture the icon that you selected, whether it's a cat, a bear, policeman, Santa Claus, whichever, your name as well as the points on your screen. Don't take photo on my screen, on your own screen, screenshot, and then send it to us. My account manager will put the number that you need to send the screenshot to, so that we will reach out to you for your address and we will mail you your prize. Okay, there will be a number to send to later. They will flash it in the live chat. So now we have 35 more people coming in. We will just wait a little bit more. Let me see if there's any more questions. Okay, Sharice, you want to see how to draw the line, right? Yeah, okay, can. So I'm at Pricer right now. Okay, so this is how my chart looks like. Doesn't matter what projects you put in. So let's say today I have a client who wants to sell his unit at maybe about 5,000. So this is the 5,000 line, right? I tap on 5,000. So the line is drawn over there. Okay, too many projects, so it cannot block a bit. Let me, yeah. So you can tap here also. So everywhere you tap, you will notice that the price line, the ranking, and the percentage will be adjusted accordingly. This should be the price that your seller wants to buy or sell at. So they know in terms of positioning wise, are they being realistic or not? So if you're somewhere in the center of the transactions and asking, you would probably be quite a realistic pricing. But if maybe you're ranked number 1 or last in ranking, then maybe there might be a price adjustment should be required. Okay. Next question. Let me see who met 41. Okay. LK low, can HDB prices be reflected in per square foot? Not at the moment. Reason why we selected PSM per square meter for HDB is because HDB usually when you buy a house from HDB, they base on per square meter. But we can still feedback to management to see if there's something we can add that in lah. Okay, and then Tanya, in Pricer, when you have more than one project comparison, how do you look? I think it's look at the blue, red, green text box. They are imposed on my chart and I can't see the dots. Tanya, are you talking about it like overlapping like my screen right now? Is it something like that? That's why you can't see? Let me just get my IT to do a check. It shouldn't, by right, it shouldn't overlap. So maybe it's because I added too many of the properties, so that's why there's an overlap. It's not supposed to. We will check and make sure that it doesn't overlap. Okay. Susan, I key in cover melody. They say no list in profile. Let me show you again. Let me do it for you. So you select condominium first. Okay. So when you select condominium, you key in cover melody, right? Make sure when you type in, okay, there must be a drop down like that. So if let's say you don't see the drop down, maybe you just delete a few letters. there should be a drop down that appear. The only way to load it is to click on the drop down. Okay? What other questions are? Let me just see. Move. Move. When you have, how do you move the blue green? Oh, okay, yeah, but it can't be moved, so that's why we'll get it fixed. Okay. Okay, let's move on to the quiz already. I believe I have most people here. Let's start the quiz. Okay, 5 questions. Top 5 winners win something. Can street name can only be used for HDB, true or false? Can you use street name to search for condo, landed, commercial and industrial? If you listen earlier, you should have the answer. This one. Not easy, not easy. The answer is false. Haha, wrong. Okay, the answer is true. So at the moment, if let's say I am searching for condos along a certain street, I cannot put in. I must put in the project name. Maybe moving forward in our next version or in our update, we can work on this. But as of now, the only way if you want to put in street name and block is via HDB. Okay, it's only for HDB. The rest you must put in the project name or the estate name. So for example, if landed property, you must put in something estate or something, or if it has a project name also can, Serangoon Garden Estate. So you can't put in just the street that belongs inside of Serangoon Garden Estate, because likely there's not enough transactions. Okay, so for now it must be part of a project or an estate which includes more than one street maybe, in order for us to use it, in order for you to put in pricer. Okay, so those who chose true, well done. Let's see who's leading right now. We have WP followed by Cheese. Are you from is it Switzerland or Sweden? Sweden, I think it looks like IKEA. Okay, then it's Striker, Z, and Daphne. Okay, still got chance to change the table around. Hazel, yes, you are correct. So for HDB, you must put in the block name first, followed by the street name. You're right, you're right. Ayo, the mentee never wait for me, went ahead already. So which question are you all on? Okay, this is the second question. Hopefully you're in the same screen with me, but if not, never mind lah. We see how it goes. Okay, so many people got it wrong. Alamak, cannot remember me. Okay, which one is not a search filter? So I can put in the transaction price. Let me show you a quick one. So these are the filters. Okay, over here. So the past transaction, asking, the time period, the unit, the story, the stack. So what is the one that is not in the search filter? Furnishing. Okay, so we won't know whether this unit was very nice or very long. Can't tell. Okay, so furnishing is not the search filter. Let's see if anyone got it right. Yes, Hazel, correct. Block then street name for HDB only lah. The rest is just project name or estate name. So we have a Striker here. Are you a soccer fan? Okay, and then followed by WP, my IKEA Cheese again, and Z Daphne. Okay, let's see who is next question. I can add more than one property, correct or not? This one very easy, right? This one is a giveaway, okay? If you get it wrong, I don't know what have you been doing in the last 1 hour. Were you away from your table? Away from keyboard? Yeah? Yes, well done. So most of you got it right. You can add in more than one. Total 5. Anything more than 5, even if you add in, it won't show on the chart already. Anyway, I don't recommend so many, because if you have a lot of all the transaction dots and all the different colors, become rainbow, very confusing. Okay, so add up to 5 properties. Okay, who is leading right now? We still have Striker, which is on the top. WP, cheese is the fastest. My IKEA cheese is still the fastest. Z and Daphne is still the top 5. No change. The green box is below the red and blue. Ronald, you want to tell me what do you mean by yes? So that I know what's going on. Okay, I still answer your question. Let me answer all these here. Okay, let me just come back to the quiz. The maximum number of transactions displayed at one point. Yes, most of you got it right. It is 100. So even if you set a time period beyond 1 year, or you should put last 10 years, or all data, which for past for private property is from 1995. If there isn't, if in the recent years there was already 100, it will not reflect the older transactions. Okay. Let me see who is winning. We have, I think there's a change here. Is there? Let's see. There's a change now. We have WP on the top, just took over the striker. And then we have Cheese, Z, and William Cole. Okay. This should be the last question, I think. When I follow the instruction to draw the line. Sharice, can you take a screenshot of your green box below the blue and red? Send it to your account manager. I think it's easier for us to guide you offline, okay? So that we know what is going on. Ronald, nothing. You sure nothing or not? Okay. So this one, well done. I think I keep repeating, right? The green line, the green line. There's other colors, but those are for your transaction dots and asking dots. So green color, well done. This should be the last question already. Okay. There is some changes to the leaderboard. Okay. The number 1 is striker. Well done. We have WP as well. Cheese and William and Zhen Hao. Okay, total 5 of you. Please reach out to us. There is a mobile number that you should contact. Account manager, can you put it inside the live chat again? Who should they send their screenshot to? Okay, so take a screenshot of your own screen showing us your name, your icon, and the points, okay? And send it to us, okay? Send it to us. Let me get the number again. Yeah. Send it to us. Where is my account manager? Boeing. Wait, let me find the number. Thank you, Celeste. Okay, please send it to 94529197, your screenshot, and as well as your address, so that we can mail you the what's that thing called? The reusable cutlery set. Okay, so congratulations, the 5 of you. Before we end, I just want to quickly go back to our slides to show you what we have again. So for those of you who do not have an account with us yet, you might want to consider signing up with us. So this is the promotion we have from now all the way till 6 p.m. for both Pro Tools and Prop Points. Okay, so look for your account manager, Celeste, Zuki, or Sherry, either via the live chat or reach out to them via WhatsApp or calling them. Okay, if you want to sign up for this. Now with that, I will end today's training. Thank you everyone. If you have any further questions, please look for your account managers. And remember to like and subscribe to our channel. Okay, thank you everyone and goodbye. Okay.